Hey everyone, welcome to the Digital Devils podcast where we cover the latest gaming news each week. I'm your host, Mr. Cool. I'm joined by my co-host, Hunter. How's it going, my dude?
It's going pretty well. Some disappointing news this week, but other than that, I'm okay.
Yeah, so our other co-host, Fallen, could not be here today, but hopefully he'll be back for next week. So, yeah, the big story of the week has to do with EVO and the fighting game community as a whole. So,
I'll let you read the article and then I'll chime in.
yeah, all right. So, this is a ongoing story. Like, there's constant updates. There's quite a lot to get through here. So, before we dive into some of the updates, let's just go with the original story. This is from IGN.com, and yeah, the original story is as follows. Capcom and NetherRealm have announced they will be pulling out of EVO due to allegations against EVO organizer Joey Coular. Is that how you say it?
Joey Kular.
Coular.
Or just call him Mr. Wizard. That's his old name.
All right. This is part of a larger alleged sexual abuse scandal erupting in the community. So NetherRealm announced they would be pulling out Mortal Kombat 11 from the EVO online lineup. And yeah, like I said, there's a lot to get through here. There's a lot going on in the fighting game community right now. So go ahead.
I can explain that. Mr. Wizard basically owned an arcade, had this arcade called Super Arcade he used to run. And he would pay boys like in tokens or whatever, arcade tokens and food or whatever else for them to like take off their clothes and jump in the pool. And I'm like, nobody really knew why. It was just like, okay, all right, kids thought it was easy money at the time. You know, as a teenager, it's broke, and at the arcade, it's pretty easy to see you do it. And then there were rumors at the time that something was up, even rumors that he was gay at the time. And it was just, it's crazy. And then they tried to let girls get in on it so it didn't seem so weird. And I'm like, dude, you're trying to hide this way too hard. But a lot of players are coming out now against him, and it's just terrible. It makes the whole scene look bad. And he's no longer at the CEO of EVO tournament. The Cannon brothers have stepped back in, from what I've heard, to run the company. It's pretty sad.
Yeah, and after all this, then a bunch of other companies started pulling out of EVO, and now the entire event has been canceled.
Yeah. Then the event's been canceled. And then there was even more disappointing news this week in the Smash community. This 24-year-old woman was dating a 14-year-old child. I'm like, what the hell is going on with the Smash Brothers community, man? Like, I don't understand that either. And multiple allegations with different people have come out, with men dating underage girls and whatnot, and it's just weird. Like 4 different stories of that came out this week. It's just craziness. I'm disappointed in the community that I'm a part of. I participate in tournaments at this point. It's like, I didn't see anything go wrong, but it's supposed to be an all-inclusive community, and it's saddening. It really is saddening.
Yeah, and EVO on Twitter, their official account did post a statement, and they did say that they're prioritizing greater accountability across EVO, both internally and at our events. So yeah, it's kind of wild right now. Like,
to be honest, I mean, nobody was really mad that EVO was canceled anyway. EVO was going to be all online this year regardless.
Right.
So nobody was really mad. It wasn't that big of a loss. But the thing is, this could be the end of EVO altogether. And we may just need a new tournament to rally around to take the place of EVO. There's plenty of those that happen around the same time, like Combo Breaker and Community Effort Orlando, to fill the gap. But nothing will ever take the place of EVO, as in the last 15 years it became a pillar for like the mecca of the fighting game scene, if you will. to say that, hey, I've been there to at least watch, been there to compete at the Salty Sweet matches in the hotel, or to go to the bar even and just enjoy yourself. There's a lot of memories at EVO, man. I wanted to go this year, but Corona kind of screwed everything up. So, man. And this screwed everything up too. So, EVO might not have happened anyway.
Yeah, and once one story comes out, then a bunch more follows. So, this is, it's like, okay, there's a lot going on right now. It's understandable why they canceled it. And like you said, there'll probably be other fighting game events maybe throughout this year as well.
Oh yeah.
So EVO,
a lot of community veterans and whatnot are doing things, on their own platforms and are just letting people compete and have fun. That's a great thing to see.
Right. So even though we don't have one this year, there'll be plenty of other events. And yeah, it is quite sad because it's always fun to see these amazing EVO fights, every year. But hey, man,
do you have a favorite match that you want to bring up, or?
Usually the Marvel vs. Capcom 3 matches back in the day, they were phenomenal, like super fun to watch. I don't know what the hell was going on. No idea how these guys could be capable of doing all these things.
I know a Marvel 3 player, and I played against him recently. Yeah, he says it's hard as crap.
Yeah, and it's a great game. It's just like, holy shit, how are these guys able to do stuff like this?
I think my favorite match to commemorate EVO would have to be Tekken 7. And Geese just ran rug shot all over the whole tournament in Tekken. It's like, yeah, Geese Howard was the most overpowered character in the whole game at that point. And it was great to see 5 or 6 of them in one tournament. It was fun.
Yeah, and the thing with Tekken and EVO, like, a lot of the players just use like the same 2 or 3 characters, it feels like.
Yeah, it'd be the same. But even then, even if somebody used the same 2 or 3 characters, you would always see them apply stuff differently. It's the minutia in those fights that really made those fights look good work.
Right, and I'm with you on Tekken. Like, those are always the fights that I'm so excited to see every year, just because I'm such a huge Tekken guy.
Yeah, this year was really good. In terms of what went down, the community really grew. And we even had a villain character to rally around this year. God dang, Leroy Smith. But yeah, we had a villain to rally around this year. It was really a fun experience. It gave you kind of just I don't know, it became stronger for what it was, for everything. And the game also sold 5 million copies, so that kind of helped.
Right. So, due to all these allegations, and it's completely understandable why they're going to take a year off, or, like you said, it may be done as a whole, but hey, there'll be much more content out there in the world, so I think we'll all be fine. And it's...
Well, my whole thing is, if it's gone for good, and it needs to be fixed, I don't care. I'd rather let it be gone for good.
Right. And, it's a good thing some of these people that are doing some weird shit are no longer part of companies anymore. It's like, okay, yeah, these guys are kind of creepy, or let's just do what's best for everyone.
I'm happy. I'm happy they're gone. I'm happy they were exposed. But
right.
And in Mr. Wizard's case, his case is good. And, his went back to like almost 30 years.
Right.
So it was just the worst.
And so if there'll be more updates on this story or anything big, we'll be sure to talk about it here, maybe next week or the weeks following up. Right. So let's move on. Or is there anything else you want to say?
To be honest, that's why just let the audience know. I was originally gonna do this by myself because I was just gonna swear and curse every one of every single FTC member out, but I think this is the most calm approach I could have done. That's why I just decided, hey, I might as well let him in on it.
Good to know.
Yeah, because I wouldn't have made friends.
All right, and yeah, this might not be the last time we'll talk about it anyway. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because there's more coming out all the time.
Right. So let's move on, and our next topic is that apparently multiple publishers are considering raising game prices for PS5 and Xbox Series X.
Man, I've already got something to say about this. I think it's bullshit. Okay, so $70 a game. Okay, I can see that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Game development costs have gone up significantly. It happens every generation. Prices go up. During the PS2 era, games were $40. Then after that, they became $60. Now it's becoming $70, which is a little bit cheaper than the last price hike, but still there nonetheless. Now, in the case of NBA 2K, this sickens the crap out of me because most games now are going to give you a free upgrade from the PlayStation 4 to the PlayStation 5 edition for free, or Xbox Series X edition, whatever. There's going to be $69 for the base game, and then to get the next gen version of that same game, you have to pay $100 for the Mamba Forever edition of NBA 2K21. Now, that is the shadiest, most disgusting piece of shit I have ever seen ever, because you're attaching somebody's good name to that, which is Kobe Bryant's good name, and drag you through the mud by overcharging for your shitty basketball game.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. NBA was the first game to do this, like to raise the price for its standard edition.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like, this isn't a surprise because, like you said, game development has gone up in terms of cost. But man, it's like $100 for the PS5 Xbox Series X version. That's a little too far, man. Especially for a yearly release game.
Yeah, basketball isn't that serious. I mean, I'll have some people kill me in the comments for that if they're a sports game player, but.
And also, once one game raises price, that means we're going to see more. So NBA has done it. People are probably going to look towards NBA 2K20, 2K21, and see how it performs. And if it performs well, this might be the new norm.
No, not necessarily, because this is the one thing stopping it. Cyberpunk is giving everyone a free upgrade to the next gen version of their game. So there's nothing wrong with that. I don't mind what's going on with at least in the Cyberpunk department of things. And there's other games that are doing that, like Halo and whatnot. So it's like, okay, cool, whatever. But no, this NBA model is strictly a 2K thing. And I will not support anything 2K ever does ever again. Because they're more than just the sports titles. They're Borderlands. They're whatever else they do.
Yeah, and also...
I'm not giving them a single dime. And Grand Theft Auto. Think about this. They raked in so much money from Grand Theft Auto Online, they think they can treat players however they feel like by doing this shit.
Right, and 2K has also ruined the WWE franchise for me personally. Like, I've not even played those past few games. Like, it's sad. It's so sad what they've done to that franchise, a franchise that I love. It's like, I can't support it.
To be honest, my favorite game in that series isn't even made by them.
Right.
It's made by it was the THQ SmackDown vs. Raw 2008. That was my favorite game in the whole series.
Right. It's just like they've just. I mean, everyone knows what happened with 2K20. Like WWE games usually aren't in the mainstream news, and it was all over the place when it came out due to how broken it
Oh
was.
yeah, it was
So
terrible.
yeah, it's pretty pathetic what they've done. Um,
I think I honestly think we could have done better, but it doesn't really matter at this point
is
because no one's gonna listen
the thing is
over big leagues.
like okay, these NBA games obviously they come out every year. It's just like why are people still buying these games every year? Like and putting so much money into it with the DLC, microtransactions, whatever. It's like why are you guys still doing this? I've stopped with the yearly release games.
Yeah, I don't understand, and I know why. I know who buys the games, but the thing is, if I say it the way my brain wants to say it, it's going to sound racist. So I'm not gonna say it.
And also,
I mean,
so
I could say it, but because I am black too, but still.
and from the IGN article about raising prices for the next gen consoles, here's some of the here's what GameIndustry.biz IDG president and CEO Yoshio Osaki explained is that game pricing has remained flat since 2005, whereas TV and movie pricing has increased significantly. He's not wrong, but
No, it's not.
yeah,
It costs more. It costs more for a night out at the movies than it does for a video game, and that's sad.
yeah, and I'm actually surprised games have been the same price since what 2005 or what however long it's been. It is pretty surprising. But that's why we have all these microtransactions, So
Yeah, well, the thing is, they make billions of dollars more off the backs of that. That's the reason why they were able to stay at that same flat rate for so long.
right, like everyone complains, like, oh, why is there so many microtransactions? Why do we have so much DLC? It's like, here's why, game development is expensive. They have to. This is how they get their money back.
And it's the sad truth. Whether you like it or not, that's the way it is.
Right, and so this is kind of a wait and see because it's only NBA so far. So guess we just gotta wait and see, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like I don't know why the NBA signed off on this crap, but they get money through licensing fees and whatnot. So yeah,
Yeah, that's the
whatever.
point. Like they're like despite everything,
These two greedy companies at the end of the day that made a deal with the devil, and now they can't get out of it.
right? And hey, all you can do is just not buy the game, and maybe that will make a difference. So that's really it. Vote with your wallet, as they always say.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow,
Only reliable solution.
let's move on and let's talk about a brand new battle royale by Ubisoft.
Yeah, I already know what you're talking about, called Hyperscape.
Yep.
It looks like garbage.
Oh shit.
I wanted to say this now. I already looked at the gameplay. That's why I'm saying it looks like garbage. They're having an emphasis on verticality in this to say like, hey, that'll help you get an edge on gunfights. I'm like, okay, do you know how hard it is to shoot a moving target from the air? No, you obviously don't. So we'll see how this goes.
Yeah. I mean, I don't play battle royales, so I'm not going to be playing this. But there's been a lot of games like this that have blown up in the past few years. Will this be one of them? I don't think so. But hey, developed by Ubisoft, maybe it will just be kind of fun.
Honest, it'll fall by the wayside. If it's a competitive game that isn't Rainbow Six, it's gonna go down. It's not gonna last.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what other Ubisoft games I do play. Watch Dogs, I do play that, and
I have Watch Dogs 2. I play Rainbow Six Siege. I play mostly all the Assassin's Creed games.
right, Assassin's Creed.
Except like 3. Let's see. Playing Prince of Persia back in the day.
Yeah.
What else was out that I played from Ubisoft? Driver, San Francisco. Driver, Parallel Lines. Ubisoft is basically one of my favorite studios ever. So even through the bad times, they were pretty good.
Yeah, Ubisoft's all right, you know.
Yeah, one of my favorite studios. I can't ever say I've not had fun with an Ubisoft game.
And
Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon was also very amazing.
And even though sometimes, like every year when they have their E3 conference, even if I'm not interested in the games, the conferences are not really that bad. It's always pretty entertaining.
Yeah, especially when they come out with Nintendo and do some weird shit.
Right, Just Dance 2020.
Yep. So the rabbits are fun.
Yeah, so hey, now they have a battle royale coming up, so check it out if you're interested later this summer. Anyways,
Man, I'll give it a shot. Why not?
yeah, it's free, right? So won't hurt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So let's move on and let's talk about Fallout, because apparently a TV show is happening at Amazon by Amazon.
Yeah, I'm wholly indifferent to this. Never played Fallout, so.
Whoa, same here. I thought I was like the only one.
Oh, I've never found the combat gripping to me. Enough to enjoy it, and I like RPGs, but I don't like the way they combine the RPG shooter elements.
Right. So, Amazon Studios has just announced a Fallout TV series from Westworld creators Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy serving as producers. So, hey, I mean,
Westworld at the start was really interesting, and then when everybody tried leaving Westworld, I was like, no, I'm good.
And
even then, I didn't even watch all of Westworld either. That got kind of boring for me.
And this is just announced, so we may have to wait like 2-3 years until we actually see something from this. So it's just an announcement, not a whole lot of other information. So
it may not even come out.
Right. So I mean, it sounds cool if you're a Fallout fan.
Some gamers will be excited that really Fallout isn't simple.
Right. So, I mean, hey, let's just give an update. 2 years from now.
I could read, and I could read lore about Fallout, so I don't think I'd be able to play the games.
Right. Yeah. The world they've built is pretty interesting, so it could lend itself to a good series.
Yep.
All right.
That's how I feel about it.
All right, and let's move on. Are you into Fable?
The Fable RPG?
Yeah, so Microsoft has renewed its Fable trademark amidst sequel rumors.
Yeah, this is this isn't a new story as far as news goes. I think it was the whatchamacallit, Playground Games. It's, the guys behind the Forza series are supposedly working on a new entry in the Fable franchise.
Yeah, I've never played the games because I don't have an Xbox, so...
Fable's honestly one of the better RPG series from started in the OG Xbox days. Fable changed the game. It was the first RPG to have morality systems in evil. It was just really, really cool.
So would you be excited for a sequel?
I'd be excited, but I'd like to see them do the morality system again, because morality system kind of got left by the wayside as the games went on. There was Fable 3, it was basically non-existent.
And normally when there's smoke, there's fire. So it probably means we will be getting a Fable announcement pretty soon.
But they still got that Xbox event coming up. I think it's the 22nd or 23rd of this month. So we may get more news there.
Right. Absolutely. So, you know, pretty sure we're going to be getting one soon. And hey, once again, if you're a fan, that's cool. We don't have much to say about it because we're not big Fable guys. So.
No, I loved it. I played the first one.
Okay. Okay.
I played the first one, and then I was able to get my hands on the second one. Just I don't know, for whatever reason I just never sought out the second one, but I did play a little bit of the third as well. So I do know. I am familiar with it.
All right. Cool. Cool. So let's move on, and this is something I really want to talk about. So, Cyberpunk 2077 wall running mechanic has been removed due to quote unquote due to design reasons. Okay, what is going on here, dude?
I mean, to be honest, it's not design reasons. They didn't want to look like anything else. They didn't want to look like Titanfall. They didn't want to look like Mirror's Edge. Both Mirror's Edge is futuristic in its own weird way, and Titanfall already had the wall running with the weird mechanical stuff on you. So it's no big deal.
It's just like I don't know. I just thought this would be something pretty big in the game, like wall running. Of course, you can do so much with that mechanic, and it's like
you still have the arm blades, and arm blades allow you to climb the wall, so you don't necessarily need to run the wall.
And we did get some info from the level designer Max Piers. He explained the decision. The wall running, that is something that we removed due to design reasons, but there's still going to be a lot of flexibility in how you move, that's for sure. So yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's just a little odd, like like this game is a few months away, and hey, there's no wall running, even though it was.
Nah, they said they wanted to polish it. Maybe there's an unforeseen bug that we would understand as non-game developers, but I doubt it.
But this is
way out.
And look, he said like there'll be many other ways to move and all that, so it's probably not gonna be a big deal. And yeah, like it's pretty common now wall running in games such as Titanfall, Call of Duty, and whatever else. So yeah, I don't know. I just thought like design reasons. Okay.
Yeah, I wish they would have came straight out and told us. But,
right. It's like
it's better than silence.
Yeah, it's like okay, sure, design reasons, but whatever. No wall running in Cyberpunk 2077. Probably not going to be a big deal when it does actually come out.
Nah, it's going to sell gangbusters regardless. It'll probably be the best-selling game of all time.
All right, let's move on, and let's talk about Crash Bandicoot 4. Okay, so I realized that we talked about the leak, but we didn't even talk about the actual trailer last week. So let's just get into the trailer if you have seen it, and also the news that there will be no microtransactions. So the first of all, did you watch the trailer?
I did watch the trailer at first. I was excited about it, and I didn't really see the no microtransactions. I'm like, how do you need microtransactions something that doesn't need it in the first place?
Good point, and
I was wrong.
and yeah, I love the trailer. It looks fucking beautiful. Like, holy shit, it just brings me back in time. Like, and it's alluding to the fact that Cortex is probably going to be the main villain again.
He seems he might be the main villain, but he might also be a team up. I'm not totally sure.
It's like, yeah, I mean, I like Cortex, but like, can we have someone new? Yeah, I just hope this game is as hard as it has been in the past. Instead of making it easier for younger audiences or for new players. Like, no, no, no. I wanted this to be as frustrating as the other Crash Bandicoot games in the past.
I don't know. There's something to be said for accessibility. This is the first Crash Bandicoot game for the generation that didn't grow up with Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, but still, it's like don't take that away from us. Don't make it easy.
All right, well, that's your personal thing.
And also, the remastered, the Insane trilogy, it's just as hard as the original. So I hope they stick with that. So.
I never got the first three Crash games, so I don't know.
And let's just get into the microtransaction comments. So, Toy for Bob's, which is developing the game, has confirmed Crash 4 will have no microtransactions in a new statement saying, "We're seeing confusion about MTX in Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time, and want to be clear, there are no microtransactions in the game. As a bonus, the totally tubular skins are included in all digital versions of the game. The in-app purchases moniker led many to assume that it would be DLC, either cosmetic or gameplay-wise, that Activision could charge players for from day one. According to the developers, however, there are no microtransactions at this time. Yay, I guess."
I mean, when they're charging per one person, no, I'm glad to see there's no microtransactions.
Yeah, like you said, like, what the hell would they charge us for in this game? So,
Yeah, that's cool, man.
yeah, so it's all good. As of now, there's nothing to worry about. It's probably going to be a really good game. It just looks beautiful. So excited for this game. Let's move on, and we will be talking about the biggest video game releases of the month because we are now in July, and there's a bunch of games coming out. So for July, the biggest games: Iron Man VR, which is already out, Bounty Battle, Crosscode F1 2020, Sword Art Online, Rocket Arena, Void, Terrarium, Ghost of Tsushima, Rock of Ages 3, Destroy All Humans, Skater XL, Immortal Realms of Empire Wars, and Chris Tales. Of course, the only one that stands out to me is Ghost of Tsushima. Dude, it's finally coming out by Sucker Punch. I am excited for this.
Yep, I'm excited for it as well. I'll just talk to PS4 for it.
Yeah.
It's just a really expensive paperweight on my desk right now.
Yeah, as for the other games, I'm not really interested in them. If I had a VR, maybe I'll get the Iron Man VR. That sounds alright, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure Ghost of Tsushima is going to be a fantastic game. I love pretty much everything Sucker Punch has done. So,
It was a great art style. There's a model after the old samurai film, whatnot. So
yeah.
it was just played in the all black and white mode they said you could do. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, and this has been hyped up for years now. We've seen so much over the past number of years, and it's like, holy shit, it's actually coming out this month. I'm hyped. I'm really hyped.
Oh yeah, same.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic game because I have all my trust in Sucker Punch. I'm one of the few people that thinks Infamous Second Son is like a masterpiece, so they have my money.
Yeah. Second Son was good. My only problem with Second Son is it was too short.
It's a masterpiece, dude.
It's good, but it's too short.
Fair enough. Delson Rowe is an amazing character. Anyhow, yeah, so, hey man, we're getting a samurai type game, and it's probably going to be super badass.
Yep.
Alright, and that's all for the news this week. It's a shorter episode, mainly because it's just the two of us, but at least we got to get through all the biggest news of the week, and I'd like to thank everyone for watching. Hunter, what's your final thoughts?
Um, my final thought of glad the FGC is getting what it deserves. Um, yeah, I'm really pissed off that they're using Kobe Bryant's name to sell a $100 video game, and that's really scummy of them and really inhuman of them. A little bit disappointed about the wall ring in Cyberpunk, but I'm glad, they found a way to make the game work as a whole. So I can take it in that future.
Yeah, and my final thoughts is super excited because of Tsushima and Crash Bandicoot 4, and yeah, it's probably for the best that EVO will be canceled this year, and you know, there'll be a lot more fighting game stuff for the rest of the year, so I think we'll all be fine. All right, so that's all for this week, and just come back next week for all the latest gaming news. And yeah, I don't really have an outro, so that's really it. Also, just comment below what you want to see us talk about, if there's any news you want us to bring up, and we'll be sure to cover that. So thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Digital Devils podcast.